Well, thanks a lot, Bob. Obviously a very emotional night here at Yankee Stadium, and I don't think you could have scripted it any better. I'm sure David Robertson didn't want to blow a save, but the way it worked out, he blows a save. That sets things up for Derek Jeter, and usually when he's in a big moment, he delivers, and he certainly did.
Yeah, we anticipated that it was going to be an emotional night when you thought about it, maybe even a few weeks ago. But when it came down to this night, when Derek got the double in the first inning, you thought, well, that's pretty good, but the game's not over. What can he do from this point on? Well, we found out what he can do from this point on. He comes up with a game-winning hit in the ninth inning. It could have been scripted any better. It was just a perfect night here at Yankee Stadium, a way to close out the home schedule.
Well, this guy has done things right throughout his life, and he's done things almost in a robotic way where it doesn't seem like he shows much emotion. He showed some emotion today, didn't get any tears, but you could see before the game he was straining to hold it back. He said that when his teammates presented him with a painting before the game, he was straining to hold it back as well. But this is what this guy's all about. He once said, I never want anybody to know what I'm thinking. I think we knew what he was thinking today, but it didn't go all the way to tears.
No, I don't think so. But at the end of the game there, when he was strolling around the field, waving to the fans, and he had a towel. And I noticed that right away, and that was to wipe away the tears. How could you not feel the emotion after 20 years of doing exactly what you wanted to do when you were a youngster? He proclaimed back when he was a kid in Kalamazoo, Michigan, he wanted to be the shortstop of the New York Yankees. We all don't get to do what we want to do. Derek Jeter's done it, and he's done it very well.
He's done it well, and he's done it with class. He's lived a great American life. If you think about all the fame that was thrown his way on the biggest stage that you can imagine, he played on Broadway for 20 years. Did you ever hear a bad word about him? Did anybody say, no, Jeter did me wrong? No. The guy's handled himself in the best way possible, and I always remember something that Buck Showalter told me the day that Derek Jeter came to the stadium after getting drafted. Buck was the manager of the Yankees then. The next day I came down, I said, what did you think of this young kid? He said, well, the scouts say he's going to be pretty good, but I'll tell you one thing. I met his parents. He will never embarrass the New York Yankees. He will never embarrass his name. He will never embarrass his family. Buck was right on all three counts.
He certainly was, and you have to give credit to his parents. I mean, they did a great job of raising him. Right values, you can see that, the way he treated other people, and the way he handled himself on the baseball field. As I mentioned during the game, Yankee fans never had one day of regret of rooting for Derek Jeter as their captain of the Yankees. And, you know, I feel very fortunate to have covered him for all these years. I mean, 18 years, and you even more so. And we've just seen a very special ball player.
It really is the end of an era. And when you saw the core four and some of his other teammates and Joe Torre waiting for him, it does kind of close the book on a fantastic, really arc of time in Yankee history. 5 championships. He's been here as a starting shortstop since 1996. Never had to change his position. And really one of the all-time great winners. You mentioned when we started the show today that he's won more games over 500 than anybody in baseball history. And really that's the ultimate stat.
Well, now it's 511 and counting if they win a few more games in Boston. So the fact is that this has been one special night. I feel very fortunate myself to have covered this particular ball game and close out my particular my season this year. You have to go on to Boston, but this is going to live with me forever.
And one of the things that Derek said in the post-game press conference, I think he made me feel good about things because there was a lot of discussion during the week. Is Derek going to play in Boston? And there seemed to be some, doubt that he would. But he said that he's going to, because that's everything that Derek Jeter's about. That's what's in his DNA. I'm healthy. I'm ready to play. I shouldn't be sitting on the bench. Now, he might sit out tomorrow just because of the emotion of tonight. He's probably going to be exhausted. But he said he is going to DH in Boston on Saturday and Sunday out of respect to the rivalry, out of respect to the Red Sox and their fans. That's Derek Jeter. If he had done anything else, it would not have been right.
Yeah, but I like the fact, Michael, that he said he's not going to play any more games at shortstop. Right. And he wants his last game at shortstop to be here in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium. And I think that's the perfect way to end it. It was sort of along the same lines as Mariano last year saying when he went to Houston, he wasn't going to pitch anymore. He wanted to be his last memory to be on the mound at Yankee Stadium.
Well, just think about it this way. A young screenwriter goes to Hollywood, puts this script on the desk. The guy reads it and said, are you ridiculous? There's no way that this could happen. It happened. For 20 years it happened. Tonight it happened. It's been an amazing story. Back to you, Bob.
Michael and Kenny, thank you. It was an amazing story for everybody in attendance, including 2 of our Yes Network colleagues, Brielle Saraceni on the left and Heather Smith on the right. Jack Curry tweeting this, 2 of my favorite peeps are at Jeter's last home game. Brielle and Heather, the only ones without Jeter signs. And Jack, by the way, Brielle has an incredible connection to Derek Jeter.
She absolutely does, Bob. Brielle, for those who know or don't know her story, her father was actually one of the pilots who was killed in 9/11. She wrote a letter to Derek Jeter and basically said, I'd love to meet you. I need to feel good again. And Derek Jeter, 15 days later, met Brielle and her sister and her mom at Yankee Stadium, and they've had a bond ever since then. So Brielle's had an illness that she's been dealing with, and even while she's been dealing with the illness, guess who met her at Yankee Stadium one day and gave her a pep talk and said, you're going to be all right. Don't worry. You're going to get your way through this. And for her to be with her buddy Heather there tonight and enjoy this game, those two young ladies are on cloud nine.
Boy, I'll tell you what, some incredible memories. I know your family, with the exception of one of your kids, went to the game. Did you get any feedback on what they experienced?
Yeah, my son Logan said he called the walk-off. I'm like, wow, nice job. Everybody in that stadium and everybody here called that walk-off, too. So nice job, Logan. But great job by Jack and Pamela getting the girls to that stadium tonight, giving up the tickets. Way to go, buddy.
Absolutely. Well, they enjoyed it more than my wife Pamela ever would because she's excited that they got to have that experience. I mean, we're sitting here and we're enjoying it. Could you imagine what it's like for your family and for everybody else, those two young ladies, to be at that game? That's a memory they'll take with them forever.
Who wanted to leave that stadium? Nobody. What a night.